Welcome to this game development stream, and we are making a GDevelop 5 game. In this video we are programming our server, and right now we have to write this script, a script to fetch the global leaderboard. Last time we wrote the scripts to fetch the game values from the database and the local leaderboard. So let's now today create the global leaderboard fetching script. So I will create a new file and I will save it as fetch global leaderboard.php, and in this file first of all we have to copy these lines from the previous file, and then you can just close the tag, php tag, and after this we have to check the type of request, and you can just copy this statement from any previous file and paste it here, and then copy the else part also, which is here all the way, and that's good. And now to fetch the global leaderboard, what values will we receive from the user? We will only receive username and password, right? So and no other value. So let's you can just copy this whole thing and paste it here, and after this you can copy the statement to check the null values, and copy the else part also and paste it, and now you can just close the else part, and at the bottom of the else part before closing it you can simply null your connection to the database which we have not yet created, and echo the response. And so in the else part we have to now do this: hash the password, open the connection to the database, and SQL command to log in, that is log the user in, that is check whether the user is the authentic user or not, whether the username and password match or not. So just it's like authenticating the user, whether the correct user is accessing the data or not. So I will just copy this whole part from hashing the password to SQL command to login, and I will go here and I will paste it simply, and that's good. And now just copy this statement, if statement, and you can close this if statement also, and in the if statement we have to write some SQL commands. I will write this command, yeah. So this select command, I want to select not stars, but I want to select username, profile picture, and points from my users table, and order by points descending. Now this statement will fetch all the rows in my database, and it will arrange it in descending order of points. That is, the row, the record with the highest value of the point variable of the point column will be at the top, and the record with the lowest value of the point column will be at the bottom, right? So that's what this whole set of data will be fetched by this statement, right? And you don't need to bind anything because we have not used any placeholder in this statement, so you don't need to bind. But I would like to limit the number of rows which this statement is fetching to 5. I only want to fetch the top 5 rows. It will arrange it in descending order, and it will fetch all the things. It will fetch all the rows, all the users. But I only want to fetch the top 5. So how to do that? Let me now search in Google limit number of rows MySQL, and let me see if there is a command. So it seems like there is a command to limit the number of rows. You can type limit 3 to get the first 3 rows from the whole result set which is returned, which is fetched by the SQL statement. And what is the limit and what is the other type of statement? To retrieve the rows 2 to 3 inclusive from the table data, we use the following query: 1, comma 2. I see. I just need the first type of statement, this one limit 3. I will simply type at the very end limit 5, and I will see if it works or not. So I hope it does. And one more thing, I will, since this command is returning many rows, it will I will need to put the result in an array, in a multi-dimensional array. So let me go to the previous file which we made, and because this is a very good file to do that. And I think because we have five rows, basically, I believe we will have to make a JSON array instead of a JSON object, and by that I mean this $response variable, we are structuring it in a way such that it is becomes a JSON object. But now we have to structure this variable in this file in such a way that it gets encoded like a JSON array. Let's first see PHP JSON array. Let me just see that, because I have forgotten how to properly put values in my JSON array variable. I think it was append statement. Yeah. Yeah, I think that was an append statement. So here, oh, we don't have our response variable. We don't have it here also. But since in PHP you can declare and define a variable anywhere, so that was not a problem. But it's a good practice to put the definition of your variable at the very top. This response variable, I will just copy it and put it wherever it's not present, and it's not present in all the files, but right. So let me just put it in all the files then, just to keep it organized and symmetrical. We are using response variable in all the scripts, so I will just declare it at the top in all the scripts. Yeah. So and now in I mean, in addition to the response variable which will act as a JSON object, I will also need a JSON array, and I will call it I don't know, response array, and I will call it null. I mean, I will make it equal to null right now. This variable hold the JSON holds an array of JSON objects, right? It it's simply an array of JSON objects. So you can also call it, it's actually a special, it has a special name, it's called JSON array. So there are two types of, you know, uh, variables where you can store JSON data. First type is a JSON object and the second is a JSON array. A JSON array contains lots of JSON objects, right? So that's what I have made here. We don't need JSON array in all these other uh, scripts. And if we do it in, we can do it in such a way that we will not need the JSON array in this script also. But I think it's a good practice to just see how the JSON array works. So I had a lot of confusion when I was first working with JSON array, but uh, it's actually not very difficult. So let's see. We have worked with JSON object a lot, right? But now let's work with some JSON arrays. Okay. Now, what we will do is that first of all, we need to fetch all the rows in our result which is returned by this. So to do that, I think the command was fetch all. Yeah, this command $row is equal to $stmt arrow fetch all pdo fetch a sock. This will fetch all the rows and put it in my row variable. Now my row variable is a multi-dimensional array, and now I will start a loop for each $row as $result, which means that I will iterate over the $row array and I will consider each, you know, each object. I will give it the name of $result. The $row variable has several items. I will loop through every item and I will call each item $result. And now I can take my $result variable, and that $result variable will be a reference to that item. And similarly, the loop will move forward, and I will be able to reference all the objects, all the items inside my $row array, which is a multi-dimensional array. It's an associative array also, multi-dimensional and associative. But we will not get into the details of that. If you want to understand it, I think let us first, okay, if we have time, let us first see in what way it would be arranged. Just as you know, just to understand how it must be arranged. So it's arranged like this. You have some number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, dot 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 dot, any number of numbers, and every and in every column it may be row also. That depends on whether it depends on how the SQL statement functions from the inside. I don't know that, and it is not necessary to know that right now in this in what we are doing. So every column will have all the values which we fetch from the database. We fetch username, points, and profile picture. So it will have this profile picture. In the 0 column, we will have profile picture, we will have username, we will have points. And if you want to, if I want to suppose fetch the username of the record which is present at 4th position in my row, then I can fetch that like this $row 4. 4th position can be the number 4, it can also be 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 is the fourth position, but if you want to go to the fourth index, index 4, then this is the 4, index 4, right? We count the arrays from 0. So I will say index 4, and I can access the points variable of the record present at index 4 in my $row array like this. There you go. I have accessed the points. I can simply echo it, and it will be printed, it will be displayed in the browser. So that's how this array is arranged, right? So that's what it is. So we have run a loop through that array, okay, and now we have to store some things in our JSON variable. First of all, we will store what will we store? Username, right, is equal to $result username, and then we will store profile picture, which is $result profile picture, and then we will store points $result points. Okay, so now we have constructed our JSON object, and now we have to take this object and put it in our array, and similarly we will do this again and again 5 times, so that we put 5 objects in our array. Let me now put this JSON object in my JSON array, response array. At this point, this is not a JSON array, this is just a simple array, and I think, as far as I remember, I think this was the command to do that. It may be wrong, we will see if it is wrong or not. $response array dot append response. Okay, and we will do this 5 times. Even though I have said for each, I will have to actually do it 5 times only. So I will put a counter here. I will call it record counter, and this will be equal to 0. This is a counter which will help us count how many records we have put in our JSON array, right? So, and you can start a while loop instead of this while dollar what was that, record counter is less than 5. While record counter is less than 5, I will do this, and not result, I will just simply do this row $record counter. It's a big name, but we have to do that just so that we can understand what's happening. $record counter, $record counter, and so record counter by default is 0, and while record counter is less than 5, which means that it should be either 0, 1, 2, 3 or 4. 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will run, this loop will run 5 times, but we have not updated the $record counter variable anywhere, so its value is always 0. So this loop will run infinitely, right? But, and to avoid that, we have to update the value of the record counter. Let's update it here, but not here. Yeah, here. Okay, it doesn't matter. $record counter plus plus. So I think the increment and decrement operator works in PHP. If it doesn't work, we will see. So we have increased the value of record counter by 1. and every time it will be increased. So this loop will ideally run, I mean it will run for 5 times. And and in the first iteration it will access $row index 0. In the second iteration it will access $row index 1. In the third one, third iteration, it will access $row index 2, and similarly it will go till index 4. And once its value is 5, this loop will stop. So I think that's good, right? And now we have stored 5 data of 5 users in our response array. And now let us, so in this file we will ultimately have to, in this statement, echo statement, we will have to JSON encode our response array instead of the response variable, response array variable, which is a JSON array, which is structured in the way a JSON array is structured, although it will be converted into an actual JSON array by this statement, by this function. This function will convert our array into a JSON array. We are not creating a JSON array in our PHP file, we are just creating a simple array. This statement will convert it into a JSON array, right? JSON array has its own syntax, and so we are not dealing with that syntax. We are just creating our own array, and we are supplying that array to this function. So this function is a very convenient function which is taking our array and converting it into JSON format. So that's what is happening. Let us now test this uh, code if it's working or not properly. So let's first of all let's push it to GitHub. So it pushed it into my GitHub, so it must have updated in Heroku too. Yeah, it updated. Let me now open Postman, send a post request to my server. And I will open a new tab. First of all, I will copy this URL and open a new tab and paste this URL. This time we have to fetch the global leaderboard, fetch global leaderboard.php. So that's correct. And it will be a post request, and in the body section we will simply write username and password, because we have to send two fields, two variables and not more. For username I will type figure1, and figure1's password was bunny password as far as I remember. So let's now send this request. There is some error it seems. Call to undefined function append. I see. uh, I guess instead of you know initializing it as null, I will initialize it like this. So that will signify that this response array variable is an array. So let's see if this fixes the problem or not. It's not coming. I will reload it. Not reloading either. I wonder if my net is not functioning well. So I checked on Google, and in PHP instead of the append function there is a function called array push. So instead of append here I will have to type array push, and now it turned orange. So this means that it is a real function. I mean, it is a documented function in PHP. Although if you use some external library, as libraries functions may not turn orange because they are not documented in the native version of PHP. But this one is, so it's turned orange. So now I think now I will try to uh, push it again, and this time I hope it works. And I will wait for it to build my newest code. So it built it, and now let me go to Postman simply and send another request very quickly. It says array push expects parameter 1 to be array object given. Okay, let me now see push object in array PHP. I will also type create JSON array PHP. Maybe there is some other function which is used to do that. Oh, array push, inside array push I have to actually type the array name and then the object. When the objects, I see. So that is the syntax. My syntax was wrong. So let me do that. Array push. First of all, the array response array, and then the variable is my response object. Dollar response array and dollar response. So let me push it once again. I hope this time it works. So it has pushed and it must build it very soon now. Yeah, it's building. Let me send the request once again. Let's see this time. Yeah, we have received some data. Success through message, user verified, username. Yeah, that's good. We have received success through and message, user verified in all the objects, but that's okay. And this is coming because some trying to access array offset on value of type null, which may be telling me because that on line 79, and you can see the line number is 79 and sometimes 78 also. In 79 and 78, the thing is that for some users the column profile picture and points is null. That's why this warning is coming. You don't have to worry about this notice. This is a notice, so that will come. Let it come. It's not necessary to look at it. It's not that important. It's okay, it's not that important. So yeah, this script is working, and now let us quickly create the next script also, which is the final script, a script to remove the user's account. So we will just delete the account of the user, and that's let's make that, create a new file, and I will save it as delete user account.php. So in delete user account, first thing which I have to do is simply copy these, and I will copy the JSON object also, I guess, and copy that and paste it, and you have to copy this also, null value found and user verified, and at the end you can close the PHP tag. And now I have to check if the request which we are receiving is of type post or not. So let's put that here and close this, and also copy the else part from here, copy the else part and paste it here and do this, put enter. Yeah, that's good. And here, so what will we receive in delete user account script? Only two things, again, username and password. Username of the user who wants to delete their account and their password. When we get these two things and we verified these two things, then we will delete their account simply. So copy all this, paste it here. You can copy the null checking if statement also and paste it and close the else, and at the very end of the else you can echo something. We will not echo JSON array, but the only the JSON object, response object, just to remove the array word from there. Okay, in the else part, again we have to hash the password, open the connection and log the user in, and this much you can just simply select it and copy, and here you can paste that. That's good. And again you have to get this if verified user statement and put it here and close this also, so that there is no confusion. And inside this statement we have logged the user in, so we know that this is the authentic user, and now simply we will delete their command, delete their account. Just get this statement, I mean copy this, or you can yeah, copy that only, there is no point in other and copying anything else. Just paste it here, and we'll type the delete command here. delete from users where username is equal to placeholder username. Since username is unique, we can simply do that. But if you want to be a little more thorough and delete their account using the user ID, you can do that as well. In this statement, in our login statement, we are okay. Let us leave the login statement alone. Let's not disturb that. We will simply, you can actually fetch this statement again. We are running the same statement again, that is the select star from users where username is equal to placeholder username and password is equal to placeholder password, and we will run this. If $stmt execute, if it gets executed, then we will, and if row count is equal to 1, yes, of course, because it should be 1. If it's not, then there is some problem. And if it is 1, then of course you can say response success, user verified. Don't have to do that, but I will just do it for the sake of keeping it all symmetrical. And if this is true, then we can fetch the user ID. For fetching the user ID, let me create a new variable, user ID. User ID is equal to null by default. This variable will hold the user ID of the user, right? So now $user ID is equal to $row. Since we have fetched only one record, we don't have to put an index here, right? Because it contains just one record, just the 0 index. You don't have to mention the index here, right? So we will not do that. We can simply write the name of the column and fetch it. But first we have to, of course, you know put the contents of the statement, put the contents of the uh, result which the statement fetched in a row variable. And let me do that. You can do it with this command. Let me see. Yeah, fetch $row is equal to $stmt arrow fetch. So when you are only fetching one row from the database, you can simply use this command, $row is equal to $stmt arrow fetch. So now all the result which has been fetched from the database has been taken inside the $row associative array. Now we can access it using this syntax. And what we have to take in this user ID. So this user ID word is the same as the column name in our table. Let me now show you. Let me see myself what is the column name exactly for the user ID. So yeah, it is user ID only. So this should be same as here. So it is same, and so we have fetched the user ID, and now we will again run a statement. Just copy this statement again and paste that over here, and just do that, do this, and in this we just have to type delete from users where username is equal to placeholder username. No, not this. Where user ID is equal to placeholder user ID, right? User ID is unique. User ID is equal to our variable user ID, this one, right? So that should work. Let me now run this statement. $stmt arrow execute. If it gets executed, then the row will be deleted simply. Then we will type success, yeah, account deleted in our JSON response. Success true, and in the message we can just type account deleted. That's it. In the else part you can say error occurred, please try again. Success will be false. Error occurred, please try again. Again, this is the spelling of occurred. What is this? What is the spelling of occurred? Occurred. Yeah, it's a double R and double C. Yeah, so that's correct spelling. And this is the else part of this is if statement, and for this if statement also we need to create an else part, and the message which we will put in that else part will be the same as this, right? And what is this bracket? It's for this one. Okay, this also deserves an else statement, so let me, and here also I will just simply type error occurred, please try again, right? Yeah, and what is this bracket? It is for this. You can leave that alone, it's not important. So yeah, that's looking good. It should work. So we will try to delete some account, and we'll see if it gets deleted or not. User ID. Let me now push these changes into my GitHub. Add global. Yeah, it's building. It succeeded. So now we will create a new account first and then delete it. For password I will write bunny password. For username I will write dummy user bunny password. I will send. An account created, I have this code and username, that's good. And now I will create a new, first of all I will copy this URL and create a new tab, paste it, and you know, type the name of my latest script, which is delete user account. Delete user account, yeah, that's correct. Delete user account, cool. This will be a post request, and in the body you will just type username, and password will be password, and dummy user, and password is bunny password. And let us first check whether our user actually exists or not, the dummy user. Yeah, the dummy user has been created and it exists, and when we will delete it, it will stop existing in our table. So let's delete it. We have put both the things which we need in our script. Since we are only fetching these two, we will only be sending these two. Let me send them now. Yeah, it shows me success true, account deleted. And so let's see if it account deleted or not. Yeah, our dummy user is no more, right? That's good. That's okay. It's working, and both our scripts are working. It That's good. Let me now put some empty value and see if it will give me some error or not. Yeah, it's giving me error. Empty values are not allowed. Please enter another value. So all these statements which we have written, this is helping us prevent empty values and unsanitized values, and it is also helping us prevent spaces. So this set of statements is very important. So that's good. We have therefore written all the scripts which we had to write, you know. So effectively in this video we have completed the programming of our web server, our web app, and now what we have to do is we have to create a front end in our game. So far we were using Postman to send requests to our server. Now we have to make our game send requests to our server, and we have to show the player a proper interface using which the player can enter their details and send their details to the server, and then receive some response from the server and interact with that response and see it properly. So it is called the front end for the server, right? And this is the back end which we created. So in the next video we will start working on the front end of our game. So if you are enjoying this stream, please join me in the next video as well. Thank you for watching.